Hey, folks, welcome to the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network podcast. I'm your host, Lewis Carlin. We're heard right here on the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network. The WWE today released their top 50 greatest WWE tag teams of all time. Okay, and lo and behold, the number one tag team on that list is the New Day. Okay, now I know they're considering bringing the New Day or reuniting the New Day in the WWE, so I understand because they might be thinking about reuniting them. They want to gear the fans up for this reuniting of the New Day, so they decided to do this top 50 list and make the New Day the number one tag team of all time, or I should say the number one WWE tag team of all time. It says here teams from WCW and ECW were featured in separate segments because according to the WWE, if you weren't in the WWE, then you're not one of the greatest tag teams of all time. So the New Day was picked as the number one tag team in the history of the WWE. I disagree with that 100%. I disagree with that 100%. Not taking away any talent from the New Day. They're a talented group, but I don't think they're the greatest tag team in the history of the WWE. I mean, they have the Hart Foundation number 3. The Hart Foundation should be ranked ahead of the New Day, in my opinion. The Hardy Boys as well. Hardy Boys are number 2. The New Day should be ranked behind the Hardy Boys, and the Hart Foundation number 4. Edge and Christian should be ranked ahead of the New Day. The Dudley Boys number 5 should be ranked ahead of the New Day. Legion of Doom, Road Warriors, without a doubt, should be ranked ahead of the New Day. Number 10, the British Bulldogs should be ranked ahead of the New Day. 14, the Rockers should be ranked ahead of the New Day. Number 12, the Valiant Brothers, in my opinion, should be, or as a tag team, should be ranked ahead of the New Day. I don't think the New Day is the number one tag team of all time. If you haven't already figured out that how I feel by now, and also missing on this list are the Rock and Roll Express and the Freebirds. Now, I know it says teams from WCW and ECW were featured in separate segments and were not part of the main list. So, again, the WWE thinks that their list is the main list, right? When it's not the main list. But the Rock and Roll Express and the Freebirds, if you want to go that route, WWE, Rock and Roll Express and the Freebirds were both in the WWE. The Freebirds were in the WWE in the 80s for a couple of months, and the Rock and Roll Express were also in the 90s as part of Jim Cornette was NWA Invasion Angle. They were in the WWE as well, WWF at the time, and they were in the WWF for a few months. So I don't know why the Rock and Roll Express, in my opinion, they are the greatest without a doubt in in the history of professional wrestling. Every promotion involved, not just the WWE saying we got our main list of WWE only teams. Let me doing this quoting, but the Rock and Roll Express, without a doubt, Ricky Morton, Robert Gibson are, in my opinion, the single greatest tag team in the history of professional wrestling. That's my opinion. Nobody sold like Ricky Morton. Nobody told a story like the Rock and Roll Express when they were in the ring. Just Ricky Morton selling and selling and selling, trying to make that hot tag, building the crowd up, having the crowd screaming for him to make that hot tag. And when he does finally hit that hot tag and tags Robert Gibson, whether it's against the Midnight Express or whoever they may be facing, the Russians, Nikita Koloff, Ivan Koloff, the fans would explode. He would blow the roof off the building. They know how to tell a story. So, in my opinion, the Rock and Roll Express are the greatest tag team in the history of professional wrestling. They don't list the teams from WCW and ECW. I'm just curious to see who's on that list. I looked for it, I couldn't find it, but definitely not the New Day. And like I said, as I mentioned, the New Day rumored to be reuniting. So, because they're rumored to be reuniting, the WWE, they have to put the New Day as the greatest tag team of all time. Because if they're going to reunite, what they could use this as they could promote them as the greatest tag team of all time. Oh, the greatest tag team of all time, the New Day are reuniting. Yay. Again, don't get me wrong. The New Day, very, very talented team. Extremely, extremely talented. Kofi Kingston, Big E, Xavier Woods, extremely talented. But I don't think they're the greatest tag team of all time. And I've saw some comments on social media, and I'm not the only person that feels that way. A lot of people feel that way. So again, ranking them ahead of the Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors, is in my opinion, a travesty. The Hart Foundation, as I mentioned, that's going to go down. The Wild Samoans, number 15. Rocky Johnson, Tony Atlas, great tag team there. Um, who else do we have here? They have the Street Profits. The Street Profits are number 33. The Street Profits are there. Let's see who's ranked behind the Street Profits. Strike Force is they're ranked behind the Street Profits. I think that's a mistake. I don't think the Street Profits should be ranked ahead of Strike Force. And Jack and Jerry Briscoe, great tag team. They're just one notch above the Street Profits. They're number 32. Street Profits number 30. The Street Profits are ranked ahead of the Natural Disaster. That's a mistake as well. Yeah, I don't know how they came up with this. I don't know how they came up with this list. It's obviously geared towards um I don't know. I can't say it's geared towards. I don't know how they came up with these. Oh, I forgot. New Age Outlaws are number 8. Even the New Age Outlaws, I feel, are a better tag team than a New Day. No, maybe not. Maybe not. The New Age Outlaws were very good, but I guess you could have a strong argument for the New Day being ranked ahead of the New Age Outlaws. But still, I mean, again, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, in my opinion, all should be ranked ahead of the New Day. Hardy Boys, Hart Foundation, Edge and Christian, Dudley Boys, Legion of Doom. I think it's a mistake having the New Day ranked ahead of them. But again, it's a list that the WWE put together. They call it their main list. So they're gonna push the current team that they're trying to reunite and call them the greatest tag team of all time. So when they promote them, as I said, they could promote the greatest tag team of all time. The New Day are back together. Okay, but again, they're not the greatest tag team of all time. Okay, so let's move on. So there's a lot of I should say that a lot, but there's a number of promotions out there that have partnerships with promotions in Japan. So you have AEW, Impact Wrestling, have a little relationship going on right now. Forbidden Doors kicked in with New Japan Pro Wrestling. MLW announcing that they have a working agreement with Dragon Gate. I'm thinking this. Billy Corgan wants to grow. He wants to grow the NWA. In the 70s, the NWA and All Japan Pro Wrestling had a legendary relationship. All Japan Pro Wrestling was actually part of the NWA, and they had a legendary relationship. Why not try to I was just talking about reuniting a little earlier with the New Day. Why not try to reunite with the All Japan Pro Wrestling? I'm not saying make All Japan Pro Wrestling part of the NWA, but why not get a little working agreement going with All Japan Pro Wrestling? Especially if Billy Corgan wants to grow. I think it's a great idea. When you think about it, there's a lot of talent on the All Japan Pro Wrestling side. I know NWA, they're still growing. They have some decent talent in the NWA, but why not have Nick Aldis head over to All Japan Pro Wrestling on, like, say they have a Summer Action Series tour. Say there's 5 shows. Why not have Nick Aldis head over there and defend the NWA title against various All Japan Pro Wrestling talents? I think him against Kento Miyahara would be fantastic. Yuma Aoyagi against Nick Aldis would be terrific. Suji Ishikawa challenging Nick Aldis for the NWA title, I think would be fantastic. And in return, you can have Jake Lee, who's the All Japan Pro Wrestling Triple Crown champion. He could come over to the NWA in studio, cut a promo, and then he could defend the title against a number of NWA talent as well. I mean, just a little exchange there, and maybe they could have a super card where Nick Aldis versus Jake Lee, title versus title. And it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, in my opinion. Of course, it's up to Billy Corgan. But it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to put the NWA title on Jake Lee and let him hold it for a while. If you're not familiar with Jake Lee, you should get familiar with him. He's the All Japan Pro Wrestling Triple Crown champion, as I mentioned. Very, 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 very talented individual. And I think he would be an instant star in the NWA, especially with crowds coming back. And I think he will be a great addition to the pay-per-views. And there's other stars that you could bring in as well from All Japan Pro Wrestling. The World Junior Heavyweight Champion Francisco Akira, he could come in and defend his title against a number of challengers. Send the Pope over to Japan, have him defend the TV title against challengers in All Japan Pro. So there's a number of things you could do. But I think if you're gonna do it, you need to start with Nick Aldis, Jake Lee, coming over to each promotion and defending their title in the rival promotion. I think that would be a great way to start. Again, this is just me talking. There's nothing in the works, right? This is just me thinking it'll be a great idea, especially if Billy Corgan wants to grow the NWA. I would. I mean, like I said, you got MLW. They're pushing their relationship with Dragon Gate. We're going to see Dragon Gate talent showing up on MLW. We've seen New Japan Pro Wrestling stars showing up in Impact Wrestling. No one really has a relationship with All Japan Pro Wrestling, so maybe it's time. Maybe it's time for the NWA to say, you know what, they have a good talent pool out there. They have a lot of talented wrestlers in All Japan Pro Wrestling. Why don't we see if we get something going with them? Why don't we send Nick Aldis out there for the next series of shows and have him defend the title? Why don't we and have him fly back with Jake Lee and with the Triple Crown title and defend it here in NWA? It was just a start. I mean, I think it will be beneficial for both promotions. I know All Japan Pro Wrestling, with New Japan Pro Wrestling really just taking off as it did. All Japan Pro Wrestling is kind of rebuilding right now, and they're doing a great job. I would say do it. I say go for it. I mean, I think it's a win-win for the NWA. It's a win-win for All Japan Pro Wrestling, and it's a win-win for the fans. That's my opinion on that. And I'd love to see it. I absolutely would love to see it. And again, I think the fans would love to see it as well. All right, Mercedes Martinez. If you're watching NXT yesterday, Mercedes Martinez actually took a wicked kick to the back of the head by Xia Li. First of all, Xia Li is just an incredible talent. Incredible talent. I think she does hit stiff. She does hit her opponents with stiff shots, but this one was exceptionally stiff. It's the kick to the back of the head of Mercedes Martinez just knocked her out cold. Mercedes Martinez just fell to the apron like a sack of bricks, and it was a little scary at first because when Xia Li went for the cover, you could see, Mercedes Martinez wasn't all there. She was trying to kick out, but she wasn't able to do it, and she was just barely able to get her arm up. So it was a little scary. The referee put the X sign up, but she was taken to the hospital. She was evaluated. She was spent the night in the hospital. From what I've been reading, she's okay. But it doesn't specify whether or not she has a concussion or anything. It says her mouth was bloodied as well because when she hit the mat face first, and she hit it hard. But according to reports that I'm reading, she is okay, and nothing else has been reported on that. But she did spend the night in the hospital, and I do hope that she is in fact okay and she's able to come back right away. I hope there's no concussion, because if there is a concussion, and there's a very good chance that there will be a concussion because she took a really wicked kick, as I said, to the back of the head. I hope she recovers. It's a quick recovery and she's back in the ring ASAP. But it was a scary moment last night. And Xia Li, take it easy with those roundhouse back kicks, please. You don't want to. I don't want to laugh because I shouldn't be laughing because Mercedes Martinez really got hurt there, and like I said, I hope I hope she has a speedy recovery, and I hope she doesn't miss any in-ring time. So again, Mercedes Martinez, get well soon, and hope to see you back in the ring ASAP. So real quick, Andrade in AWA has mentioned that he would love for Zelina Vega to join him in AEW. Cultaholic.com. It says here Andrade may have kicked off his AWA. I always get them mixed up for some reason. Again, I'm thinking of Nick Bockwinkel and Vergania. Actually, I was just reading about Vergania. I'm sorry. Andrade has kicked may have kicked off his AEW run at the side of Vicky Guerrero, but fans worldwide have pondered the same thing. Will Zelina Vega eventually end up in his corner? Says the question has indeed made its way to Andrade himself. And so Andrade says, I would love it if she was with me. I cannot speak about it that extendedly due to multiple stuff going on, but I would love it. I would love it if she joined soon or in the close future. It says a reunion between the two would certainly be welcome and would surely stoke the fires about Tommy End, who's Zelina Vega's husband, potentially coming to AEW as well. I think we're going to see a reunion. I think it was rumored that she's going back to the WWE, but I haven't heard anything about that for a while. And with them releasing Tommy End, who is her husband, I don't see her going to the WWE. I really see her heading to AEW. I really think Tommy End as well is going to end up in AEW, and I would love to see a reunion. I would love to see a reunion with Andrade and Zelina. They were a great team in NXT, a great team in the WWE before they got split up. And I would love to see them bring the magic back to AEW. What they would do with Vicky Guerrero, I don't know. I would just have Vega come in and like fire Guerrero or attack Guerrero and just take her place at Andrade's side. And I think I think the magic between the two would return again. They were a great team in the NWA. Again, I was just talking about the NWA. So I'm talking too fast. I'm getting too excited. They were a great team in NXT, and they were a great team in the WWE until they got split up. As I said, I think the odds are favorable that she will be joining him in the AEW, not the in AEW. I'm getting my promotions mixed up today. Again, as I said, I was just reading about Vern Gagne and Nick Bockwinkel, so I got I got AWA etched in my head, so etched in my brain right now. But yeah, I would love to see it, and hopefully we'll see it soon. Hopefully we'll see it soon. How soon? I mean, I know Andrade had mentioned he has a surprise. He came out with Vicky Guerrero on the last episode of AEW Dynamite, but it was he was cut short by Matt Seidel before he could announce that surprise. It's a surprise, Zelina Vega. We'll find out. I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. I'm sure we will find out soon enough. Again, I think it's a very, very good bet that she will join Andrade in AEW. And last but not least, NXT is bringing back their breakout tournaments. And Patrick Bordeaux, I hope I pronounced that name right. He's labeled as the next Brock Lesnar, although Bordeaux doesn't like to hear that. He says he's the first Patrick Bordeaux. They're bringing back the NXT breakout tournament. And when NXT had announced it, Patrick Boudreaux, again, I hope I'm getting that right. Patrick Boudreaux mentioned, he tweeted out just the word breakout as if he's going to be part of that tournament. And a lot of people on social media are speculating that he's going to be making his debut at this breakout tournament. I don't know if that's going to be the case. It's possible. It's possible, but I'm thinking the winner of this tournament is going to be Trey Baxter, aka Blake Christian. He had a great debut a few weeks ago, or like that was about 2 weeks ago. He had a great debut against Kushida, and I'm thinking, unless that was his breakout moment, and we're just going to see people that we haven't seen yet on NXT. But I'm thinking Trey Baxter would be favored to win this tournament. And if Parker, did I say Patrick Boudreaux? It's Parker. I might have said Patrick. Again, he's new. He's new, and I'm messing names up big time today, but that's okay. Parker Boudreaux. Uh, if uh, if he does debut, I would assume he would win it because he's supposed to be the new Golden Boy in the WWE. He's like I said, he's billed as the next Brock Lesnar. So if he's in it, then I would say that Boudreaux would be favored to win that tournament. But I'm rooting for Trey Baxter. I'm rooting for Trey Baxter. I'm a big Trey Baxter fan. But we'll see. No names have been announced yet for the tournament. Hopefully they'll announce some names soon. But I know Trey Baxter has tweeted out interest in the tournament as well, and that's my pick to win that tournament. Trey Baxter. Again, I don't know. I don't know how many people are going to be involved. I don't know any other talents. Maybe Joe Gacy, but as of right now, the breakout tournament is coming back, and my pick to win once again, Trey Baxter. All right. I better go before I screw up somebody else's name. So on that note, I'm going to say thank you very much for listening to me today. I'm Lewis Carlin. This is the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network podcast. And until next time, thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye. And stay safe, everyone. So long. Bye-bye.